Okay, small update. So this channel and basically my entire online presence, I'm kind of clarifying it, upgrading it, so to speak. I haven't been very professional so far, but now's the time to really, get a little bit more professional. The YouTube channel that I'm posting this on, I'm not really going to use it much anymore. I might post like thoughts every once in a while, but I mean, the interview thing was nice and all, but there's so many other people that are just way better. Sorry. There's so many other people that are just way better at doing interviews than me. It's like, yeah, I'm not good at that. So I'll leave that up to people who are doing a much better job. As far as sanitation goes, I know that the top bar of this channel is a little provocative, and I'm not married to it or anything. I can get rid of it if I want. I'm just gonna leave it up there for now. So it's kind of cute, I guess. But I should explain it again, just in case somebody like is all like, "Hey, you believe in this?" It's like, look, I don't actually believe in hard immortality. I do believe in biological immortality, the nature of being able to regenerate oneself completely, or for cells to be able to regenerate themselves completely. In fact, most of the life on this planet is biologically immortal, even though most of the life on this planet does die eventually. Anything that's a microbe or anything like that has to have full regenerative capacity. Otherwise, it just doesn't, it can't go on. And there's philosophy, and I will talk your ear off about this if you want me to, but definitions of like what a cell is when a cell splits, like how does it, measuring physical continuity as a measure of biological mortality, stuff like that. I'm not going to get into it here. Maybe a future video or something. Otherwise, the sort of the dopey Illuminati imagery, it was fun, and it still is fun, I guess. It's just that it's a little bit provocative. So I want to explain this again. The Illuminati started out as like this men's club, and I think that they just got like too much attention, and it got turned into like this big thing. And then there's a series of coincidences that led to the imagery changing over time from the Owl of Minerva to, so like the was an Eye of Providence to an Eye of Providence inside of a triangle, because they wanted to be like cool and have image like this sort of like metaphorical imagery or whatever. Anyway, it just sort of aligns with the whole nature of like Eye of Ra, pyramids, and Egyptians being all into immortality and whatnot. So it's like it's a cool thing. I'm not, if somebody asks me to take it down, I'm not gonna like have a big argument about it. It's not important. But yeah, anyway, let's see what else. Maybe I'm using this as a clarification video. So what do I actually believe? I believe that the evidence right now is suggesting that we're probably not going to solve aging. Probably not. But that doesn't mean that it's illegal to try. It's not illegal to try. And there's a chance. I mean, there's a lot of activity happening, and there's been a big spike recently. We'll see if it plays out. There's been a big spike of activity recently. And we will see if people getting on board, if we can coordinate actions and get information, like the right information to all these people. I think it could really help accelerate the whole process. So these tech trees that I'm building, I think are a really great idea. So I want to continue with that. And I think there's room. I remember sitting in Dr. Finch's office, Professor Finch, Dr. Finch. Anyway, and I told him that I was going to know everything that there was to know about aging, and I think I'm getting pretty close to like getting into that kind of position. So that's pretty exciting. Things are just going well in general, both for longevity and for myself personally. And I'm hoping that we can maintain focus as activity picks up. And yeah, I don't know. I see a lot of like random arguments on Twitter. I'm not going to get involved. While I am on Twitter, it's just like there's not much of a reason to participate in most of those conversations. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously. So let's see here. What else? Lost a bunch of weight recently, and we'll probably continue to try to lose a little bit more weight. And what else can I do to make this slightly less of a bore? Oh, so what do I do for longevity? Since I never really tell people, since people very rarely ask me, a lot of it was accidental, and then I just sort of kept doing the accidental stuff. So right now I'm 33, and I have no idea how old I look, but everyone keeps saying different numbers. So when I was young, I lived in Hawaii for most of my life. I think that's climate is pretty important. I'm not saying this stuff to like hold it over anybody. I'm just telling you what has happened to me. So then I lived in Kihei, which is basically a desert in Hawaii. So it was pretty hot, but it was still humid. And we did not have an air conditioner because my parents, for some reason, didn't get an air conditioner in my room until I left my room, and they turned it into a laundry room, and then they had to use it all the time. They're like, "Hey, it's really hot in here." I'm just like, "Come on." But what that did was a lot of the times when I was sleeping, I would like sweat, like, especially during like summer, even though in Hawaii there's only like warm summer and cold summer, but it doesn't matter. So I would sweat a lot, and I think that triggered heat shock reactions in a rhythmic cycle. So I think that that's one thing. I think that most of my life I've been eating a lot of chocolate and bacon and other types of foods like that. A lot of grapes. Grapes are really awesome, and wine is awesome now. So just like a lot, what I realized, I think, is I was eating kind of like a high fat, low protein diet in general. And also kind of like I've been in nature a lot. I was a Boy Scout, so we would go, hiking and whatnot and camping, and just I got exercise. I was doing tennis, hockey for a little bit, basketball, not that much, very little, soccer a little bit. That was really when I was really young, but I think that all that stuff adds up. So there's that. I think that the exercise combined with that kind of a diet, and I never really purposefully avoided carbs ever, until very recently when I've been trying to lose weight, and I'll probably go back to eating carbs like normally again. But I'm not sure if I like overloaded on the carbs, or what. I don't know what kind of effect that would have had. Let's see here. So a lot of chocolate, a lot of bacon and that kind of stuff. Food. I've stayed away from pills in general, like just medications. Like when I get headaches, I would just never want to swallow pills. So I never took Tylenol and stuff. I just had to ride it out. And it was painful, and I probably should have taken like NyQuil or something, but NyQuil's fine, but the liquid stuff I could take, but like anything that was pill form, like I just can't. The gag reflex was just really strong when I was small. So, and I don't think I ever really got over it. Actually, I've been trying out this sort of a supplement thing from a friend, and the pill is too large. So I have to like slice open these pills and like dump it out, and I have to taste the actual, it's a bunch of B vitamins and piperine and stuff, but it's, I have to taste it all because the pills are too large. I don't have, whatever, that's inconsequential. What else? Believed in the future a lot, mostly hopeful in general. Had a tragedy, sort of like a tragic middle school experience. Was suicidal during middle school. never attempted anything, but had suicidal thoughts. And then I realized I was more afraid of death than I was of trying to deal with whatever it was that I was needed to deal with. So that's, and then that ultimately started me on the journey towards longevity. But that's, yeah, so sort of a, I'm not sure. I've heard that like childhood tragedies or extreme stress can delay puberty. I had a very delayed puberty, I think. I had mine was much later than everyone else around me. And I think that that can obviously, I'm not sure what caused it, but honestly, my gut reaction tells me like low stress in general, but then high stress of like some kind of a big traumatic event that I have to overcome. But then overall, just low stress. So maybe hormetic stress. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's hard to go back in time and start recording that stuff. So a lot of that stuff, those behaviors, I just sort of continued on. And we'll see how well that does. Obviously, all this. Oh, I sleep like a log. I sleep very well. In almost in a lot of different environments. Um, so in college, my roommate locked himself out of the room, and he was banging on the door in the middle of the night, and he woke up everybody else in the entire dorm except for me. And then I woke up in the morning and I opened the door and I look over and he's like slumped up against the wall, like, nah, you know, like, and then he just like charges into the room. And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Because he forgot his key. But yeah, that was, but it's just like, I think that sleeping very well is a big part of having good sleep cycles. Sleep cycles then lead to regenerative cycles, which then lead to longevity. So, and I thought that was normal until I started meeting other people who had, they would sleep very like they could, you drop like a dime and they would wake up, like it was, obviously that's hyperbole, but they would wake up, they're very light sleepers. And I can't think that that's good for your REM cycles or your was that phase 4 or something, deep sleep, those types of things. So um yeah, that's, I think deep sleep is probably pretty good. One of the things about being able to sleep well is to be okay with your situation in general. And this comes down to like life philosophy. Like I know a lot of people who are actually more well off than I am, who are under more stress than me. And I'm not sure how, what that does for your longevity, but yeah, so that's, it's it's deep sleep. And then I think that's all I can remember for right now. Low amounts of stress, which then comes from sort of a general acceptance of reality. I feel like I accept the fact that we're probably not going to figure it out, but I do still want to try regardless, and try as much as I can. Um, which might seem contradictory, but it's not to me. So I think I think that's just fine. Let's see here. That's probably it for now. So yeah, probably not going to use this channel that much, but I will not be changing that banner up on top either. All right.